On this episode of Ask a Photographer, how many photos does a photographer take during a shoot? One question I get asked all the time by photographers and my clients: how many photos do you take during a shoot? So I'm going to give you a little insight about how that varies from photographer to photographer, shoot to shoot, and what you should look out for. Hello, my name is Mike Lloyd. I'm a professional photographer in California. I've been shooting for 12 years professionally, teaching photographers for 10 years. And one of the things that I get asked all the time is, how many photos should I take or do you take in a given photo shoot? And for some clients, it's because they don't know what other questions to ask, and that's totally fine. When you're trying to qualify a photographer to see if they're a good fit for you, knowing how many images that you will get, totally valid. Note, the number of images you receive or the number of images you will see during your reveal is not the same number of images we take. Same thing with photographers. We take more images than we show to our clients, and we sell fewer of those images than we actually show. So, something to keep in mind. So the three things to consider when evaluating how many images you should take or receive during a photo shoot. Number one, what kind of shoot is it? Two, how many are we going to show our clients? And three, how good is the photographer? So firstly, what kind of shoot is it? If you are a wedding photographer, you are taking a ton of photos because you are documenting every moment of everything that happens during the entire wedding and reception and whatever else you've been contracted to do. You could end up with thousands of photos at the end of the day, knowing you're going to call down to 600, 800, however many you show based on your style. And then of those, you might sell, 100, 200 of those in an album and digitals to your clients. If you're doing headshots, for example, I might take 40 to 50 during a session over the course of 15, 20 minutes, all different variations of angles and styles and maybe two different shirts, knowing that someone's going to buy one or two. Totally different, right? 50 to 2,000. Portrait sessions like a boudoir shoot or a family session, high school seniors, an engagement shoot, newborns, maybe a couple hundred, 200 to 300 could be a number for you to aim for. And again, I might take, my average now is about 220 during a photo shoot. I show between 75 and 100 to my clients, so about half. And then most of my clients end up buying about 40 of the images between their album, their wall art, and then maybe they buy the whole digital collection as well. Most end up doing that. So knowing that, I need to make sure I can provide enough images to easily fill an album with a wide variety, different outfits, different kinds of poses, expressions, full body, half, tight closer up shots. Also a variety to hang up wall art and whatever other items that we decide to do. If it's a commercial shoot and I know I'm photographing products, that is an entirely different world as well, because I need to shoot top, bottom, every single side, different angles of each of the products that I'm going to shoot based on my client's needs. And I might have 100 products to shoot 6 different images for. So in cases like that, that could be thousands of images to get all the angles just right, the lighting just right, reflections just right, in order for everything to match for these catalogs. Again, it really just depends on the kind of shoot that you're doing. Number two, and I kind of already touched on this, how many images will you show the client? Or as a client, how many images are you going to actually see? I know some photographers who shoot on rapid fire mode. So instead of one shot at a time, they're taking 5 in burst mode, which kind of bleeds into point number 3 about their experience level. Essentially, if I know I need to sell, or I need 30 photos to be able to hit my target goals per client based on the album sales, digital sales, wall art, I need to show maybe double that. Other clients or other photographers do a little bit differently. Their target might be 15 photos and they may only show you 40 during the session. On the flip side, I know some photographers for a boudoir session, family shoot, high school senior shoot, they'll show you 200 images because they want to give you such a big variety that you're going to want everything. You're going to want, even if you take half of them, that's still 100 photos between the albums, folios, digitals, and wall art. So it's really just preference of the photographer as to what they want to show based on what it is that they want to sell. And again, time limits. My sessions are 4 hours. They used to be 3, now they're 4 hours. And these are portrait sessions, so boudoir portraits, high school seniors. And in that time, 200 to 300 photos is more than enough for me to get 100 sellable images. And that's different variations. That's not just the same shot cropped 3 different ways. That's posing this way, hands up, chin down, eyes over, right? All the different variations that I can do because I want to give you a good variety. Different photographers will do this differently. And again, it's something you can ask when you're on your consultation call is how many images will you see during the reveal? What is a normal amount for people to buy? Because when you're comparing the prices of photographers, value is the relationship between what you get and what it costs. So you might find 3 photographers whose clients average $3,000 in sales, which you're like, wow, sounds like they're all about the same. Well, wrong. I know a photographer in Houston whose $3,000 package is 18 photos. I know a photographer in the Carolinas whose $3,000 package has 75 photos, and my $3,000 package has about 40. So huge difference there, right? And they're presented differently. They're in different kinds of products, different level of production that goes into them, a different experience to create those images. One isn't better than the other. You just find what the best fit is for you. So something important to ask when you're on a consultation call with your prospective photographer. All right, and number 3, how good is the photographer? So that's why I recommend asking how many will you see at the end of your photo shoot, not how many will they take. Because I can shoot 200 photos and give you 100 very different, beautiful images. Other photographers might shoot 500 or 600 to get you the same 100 images. It's going to take a little bit longer, but again, they might be shooting in burst mode also, which instead of one button click is one photo, they hold the button down and take 5 different photos. I don't know why people do that. That's their comfort level. Neat. They just haven't built the confidence yet, the posing repertoire. They don't have the lighting knowledge or the ability to get the right expressions and poses out of our clients. So someone who's more experienced will give you more usable photos in a shorter amount of time. Someone who is inexperienced will take longer because they have to just, work based on volume. And again, one's not necessarily better or worse than the other as far as the process. It's just what is a good fit for you. If you don't want to spend 6 hours in a session, you still want the same number of photos, get a more experienced photographer who will have a shorter experience and give you amazing photos. So as with my normal Ask a Photographer videos, they are short and sweet because I don't need to go into 15 minutes of detail on these. I think it's pretty simple in choosing the right photographer based on the number of images that you will receive compared to how many they actually take, which is a less relevant number. So again, 1, it depends on the kind of shoot. Headshots and weddings are going to give you an entirely different number. Number 2, how many will you actually be viewing, and how many do you need? Let's be real. Somebody might offer to do a shoot and give you 500 images. What the hell are you going to do with 500 photos? That is so many. You don't need 500. So it's not a value to get more images than you could possibly ever know what to do with or sort through or organize. And number 3, how experienced is the photographer? Someone who is more experienced will give you the images in fewer tries because they're more deliberate with their direction, their posing, their lighting, with the way that they do everything in the shoot. Someone less experienced will take longer and shoot more in order to get better results. So there you go. I have other great videos on this channel. Be sure to subscribe so you can get updates on everything I give you for how to choose the right photographer. But I got links down below so you can find out how to find a photographer near you and how to make sure they are the best fit for you. And if you have any questions about any of that, drop it down in the comments below. I am happy to help. And if you would like to book a shoot with yours truly, I would love to chat with you more about that. Find me at MikeLloydStudios.com. You are amazing. We'll see you inside.